Hi, my dear friends. This is your favorite Slavic friend, and today we're talking about why do high standards in dating keep you single and unhappy? And I'm talking this about my own personal experience. I am dating since I was like 20. I think I first opened a dating apps when I was 21. And since then, oh my god, it has been a long ride. I invested so much money in my education, in my mental health, self-development, in my therapy, everything. And what I have realized lately is that I always had a high standards and was always so proud of myself when I was younger. And disclaimer, I do come from the family of divorced parents. They divorced when I was 18, so I knew that I have to do something totally different than my parents because I don't want for my kids to go through divorce. So this was only because of my parents' divorce I was able to grow out of this and bring you this information. Otherwise I would just live in delusion, because back then, even like a few months ago, I thought, oh my god, I always had high standards and men have to like fulfill all of the standards because I'm a high worthy woman with a high standards, and I'm not like some other woman with low standards. And oh my god, I'll do so good in my life. Here we are 8 years later, still single. Jokes on me and my high standards. And actually, this may be triggering for some things, but I'm Slavic. So my nanny told me a few months ago, and I kind of understand it now from her view, but would be triggering for loads of people. So there's four of us girls from college. When I went to college to study graphic design back in Serbia, there's four of us girls, and still, since I moved to Ireland 6 years ago, we still kept in contact. Give me one sec. I need water. So we still kept, like, our friendship is blooming, we're very close. And actually, one of those friends, I went to the wedding and I recorded it. It was so fun. Well, you could go watch that video. It was not as fun as I expected. But then one of them got married. And the funniest thing is that four of us, and two of them have always been in long-term relationships, and me and my friend were just like party heads. Like, we didn't take nothing seriously. We were smart, but like, if you knew me back then, you would question if I was sometimes smart. And I don't know how we survived college. So two of us that were party heads, the second girl that was like always going out with me, she got married first and she have a child now. And then the ones that are always in long-term relationship, second one got engaged 2 years ago, and last January the third one got engaged. I was like, how am I gonna tell this to my nanny? And my nannies know, like, they keep a tab. Like, their health is declining, but their brain is working so they can keep a tab on everything what's happening in everybody's life. So I was like, she'll know. Like, they will know. I'm so grateful to have two nannies alive. And so I was like, okay. I was like, they're gonna know when I arrive. They'll ask me, oh, where are you going? Where are you getting ready for? Yada yada yada. I was like, okay. So it's like, I rang the first one, the one that I thought is gonna be like tougher one, and I gave them note disclaimers like, please, I don't want to hear it. So first one was grand. She's like, oh, everything is in own time. I'm 28. And then after that, I gave her a quick disclaimer and said it to her, and she, oh my god, she told me, it was like 10 minutes she had a conversation, like she was only talking. It was not conversation, it was just like you just battle on and you'd say nothing, because if you think something it's going to be double longer. So, and she said to me like, oh, too high standards will keep you alone by yourself. With too high standards you'll not be able to find a man. And this is so triggering. Even then, this was like 5 months ago, I was like, what is this woman talking about? Like, high standards are for high worthy women. Jokes of me, it is. But in my case, and I talked about this with my friend a few days ago, and my friend told me, she's like, I know it's very good to have like a loads of high standards, but she's like, but I don't really have that many standards. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I realized a few days ago, but thank you for bringing this up. So I'm going to bring it to YouTube. I was like, too high standards is actually a protection mechanism. Alright, I'll say this again. Too many of too high standards in dating, in anything, well, in dating especially, it's a protection mechanism. It could be a few different things, but it literally differ in a few little bits. For me, it was I did not trust. I did not feel safe with loads of men. I did not trust in myself, in men. So I had to put, there were literally standards, were literally my walls up to protect myself, like literally, energetically, physically, barrier. Like, you can't enter. And like, there was few men that would just kind of like, not like have everything on my list. They would just have all the standards and I would be shocked. And then what I did a few times, and you can see it in one of my last videos when I got proposed, I self-sabotaged. Unconsciously, I was literally choking when he asked me to become his wife, because none of my invisible barriers worked. None of my high standards did their job. He somehow managed to like go all around all of my protection that I at the moment didn't realize they're like literally like protection mechanism, because I was not feeling safe with a man and safe choosing the right man. And when he went through, somehow bypassed all of them, my body literally said no. I was choking in the middle of a restaurant, like I was losing my life, like dying. Literally fucking, my body was like, okay, none of this, my unconscious was like, okay, none of this worked. None of the effort of putting high standards, walls up, all the things I did tell him, nothing worked. This man was going nowhere. So we're gonna die, or like try, like, or what was it say? Or die trying. You know what I mean. It was like, okay, we're gonna fake die now and play that. And then I started choking, and it was like a bit traumatic, funny at the time. But then a few weeks ago I have realized, I was like, I only realized with some of my standards, they were not, it is so funny, they're not even fucking standards, because I had some expectations of what men should do. Like, I would have like a phone call before I book a date with a man, because if he did not ring me, if we said phone call is in 7 p.m, if he didn't ring me at 7 p.m or 7 or 2, date was not happening. And I heard it from somewhere. Like, I did not come up with this. With some things I did come up, but some things I picked up on the way, thinking that, oh, this is a great little tip, trick, no tricks. I'm so upset with myself now because I hate dating with the tricks. But then I thought like, oh, that's great a way to see if the man is like have good self-management, time management, if he's gonna do what he said he's gonna do. And I hated it. I fucking hated the phone calls. Some of them were fun. Most of them I hated because I did not want to like, I had to like book off my time, and it had to only be 10 to 15 minutes. So I hated it because I had to book off my time, and like I would rather do something else. Like I at the end of it, as I was like closing off that decision, as I was like kind of like after a year of doing it or 2 years of doing it, I was kind of like being so pissed off and annoyed that I was like, I don't want to like give more time to dating because I would rather do something else. And then I think first time I forgot about the phone call and we just met up and nothing happened. I survived. And then I was like, oh my god, I even forgot about the phone call, and this was amazing. Like there was less stress, less anxiety, less, oh my god, is he gonna call me or not? And trying to keep like little windows open in my head. Oh, I need to be like in a quiet place at this time. And oh my god, so much energy was going to this little thing that I learned from a dating coach. Another like high, it wasn't even a fucking standard. It was not even a standard. It was just like a thing, a test. So, and then I asked myself, I was like, okay, I know why I started doing this, because one of my dating coaches said to me that she had a little struggle when she was dating before she got married of men not showing up on the date. So that's why she implemented a phone calls to see if they're gonna even show up for a phone call. And that worked for her in that moment, but then they taught us, all of us, that we literally had like a rule book, and it served its purpose. And now that I evolved, it's so hard to have a 5 rules fits all or 10 rules fits all. So whenever you have like mentor, or whenever you hear a free information on the internet, you literally have to run it through your system of values. And I know it was like, I did the best I could when I started dating, and I did not know what my values are or what my problems were. I just knew that I'm not gonna be divorced, get divorced like my parents. That is like my motivation. And motivations through time change as well. Values rarely changed, but motivation do change. So whenever you like, truth test everything, as my mentor, meaning Irfan, says, truth test everything. And as a life coach, it's totally like being trained to become a life coach totally changed my life, because I thought like certain rules are made for everybody, which is totally not true. We all come from different backgrounds. We all come with our little strengths and weaknesses, and we all have different ways of dealing with same situation. Let's say dating. There is how many billions of people on this earth? 8 or 9 billions. There's 8 or 9 billion people, and there's 8 or 9 billion different ways of dating, because we are so unique. So, and why is too high standards? Why should you consider your standards? Why should you consider your high standards as a red flag in you? Because ask yourself, are they a kind of like protection mechanism? Are they serving you the best way they could? Do they come from, like, what is their root? What is the root of each standard you wrote down? Is the root of the standard love, or is it a fear? Because having a phone call with every man before a date, root of that little thing that I was doing at that time was fear. I did not want to stay stood up as that person who taught me that. I did not trust men that they're gonna show up, that they're gonna ring at a time, that they're not gonna XYZ. So I had to have so many rules to kind of like test it, or so many standards that just start falling off lately. And when they start falling off, my life became much, like, dating became much easier. Like, there was less things to think about. Whenever I would have like little concern, anxiety, or fear, my like bottom line is that no matter what, I know what kind of man I deserve. I know what kind of man is coming to my life. It's on the way. It's already happening. I don't know if it's this man that I'm on a date on, the next one, or next 10 men. But I know that what I want inside of my life, what I deserve, is on the way. This is part like of manifestation work as well. Just letting things happen. Because when we don't feel safe, when we feel need to control, this is a big one. When you feel need to control, manipulate, have a little tips and tricks inside of your sleeves to see if this man would react the way you want him to react. When you strive for that control, what does that say about you? That you don't trust that you deserve the person you want to deserve? Or is it that you have fear of letting go? Or is it that you have fear of commitment, or 10,000, I said 9 billion different fears? Or however, how many, does matter. Which one is it? So I would love, the best way for this video to serve you is just, we brought awareness to the question. Everybody's talking about high standards, love lists, manifestation, and now I'm bringing the thought of, are your too high standards working against you? Where are they coming from? Are they coming from fear? And if they are, how can you trust yourself more? How can you trust the process? How can you trust God? How can you trust the universe? Whoever, whatever you want to trust, how can you give up control more and trust that whatever is meant for you will come your way? And I know this is all like kind of like going a boo-boo way. But control, how can I say this the best way? You don't know. Your brain is limited. Your brain is only one organ inside of your body. If we forget about energies and God and everything, your brain is one organ inside of your body. Why are you giving one organ inside of your body all the power over your life? Why? When there is infinite ways for you to meet whoever you want to meet, your life partner, your next fling, your Prince Charming, there's literally infinite ways of you having the thing you truly desire. But that desire needs to come from love, not fear. And you need to be able to let go. This, I'm talking about dating, but this counts for everything in life. I am almost certified to become a life coach, and I did one visualization, and literally the point of whole visualization is you can be whoever you want to be. You can have whatever you want to have. I know what I want, and I kind of have a vision of what I'm gonna have, but trying to keep everything under control and trying to force it to have it that particular way is not gonna help. It's not gonna cut it. It's not gonna be it. Because if you just trust, if you just let go, you still going on the dates, you're still doing what feels exciting in that moment. For me, it was not phone calls. It was definitely not fucking phone calls. This is going on a date. If you do whatever feels most fun in the moment, and you trust that whatever you want, whatever you desire is gonna come your way. Your desire comes from your heart, not your fear brain. And you just let go of control. It can come, it will come many other ways that your brain could not even contemplate. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, please subscribe, and I hope to see you soon.